Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a best of three, the first game being on Tranquility's End. Playing on the southern side as the Eldar, we've got ProdiD's. On the northern side as the Black Templar, we've got GabPR. GabPR will be opening up with a squad of Crusaders, a armory and a stronghold barracks. And ProdiD is going to go for a couple of Guardians, fleet of foot research, as well as an aspect portal and a plasma generator. Do you heard it right, boys and girls? This is not one singular game, but indeed a best of three. So potential for a couple of games where the Black Templar are smashing up some foul Xenos, while the Craft Wolf we're defending half and home from the monstrous and brutal Monkai over on the northern side here. Our singing armory, so potential for, I do assume it is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, there we go, some Assault Initiate squads. So quite jumpy, quite maneuverable. We'll be able to keep on top of the fast-moving Eldar. And we are going to see some Dark Reapers, always a good choice if you're going up against a faction with a lot of heavy infantry in the early game. Now, I don't know, because considering that I've got 3 games here, and I've got all these from the Dawn of War replay website, I do not know whether these games are in the correct order or not. But roll with me, boys and girls. We're just going to pretend, well, this is, we're going to do a bit of roleplay, and just pretend that this is the first game and stuff. So, yeah. So we are going to see the Crusaders capping their nearest and dearest. I assume GabPR has decided to go for assault squads, not just because of their maneuverability, but because this is quite a long map. And if you want to get some really, really early game aggression on the go from the perspective of the Black Templar, much quicker to get these guys down here on the southern side of their jetpacks in comparison to the dudes that don't have jump packs. Look at that, double jumps, and they're already down over here. Guardian's got no chance of capturing this anytime soon. One difference between these assault squads compared to the assault squads of other Space Marine factions is that if you take quick ganders at them, you will notice instead of plasma pistols or regular bolt pistols, they have got shields. So no ranged options for them. So you might find it a bit difficult to keep on top of these guys. Sometimes you will see assault squads, if people keep on running away from them, they will swap into range stance and fire away, but these guys have got no option for that. We do have plenty of options for power weapons and power fists later on in the game if they need to do any extra bashy smashy stuff into people's faces. Double Dark Reapers though, the old Joe Biden opening, will be able to keep these guys away. Even if these guys can chase after one of them, then one of them can just run around and shoot them. The second squad of these guys will be able to sort them out. And I don't think that the Guardians are going to be much of a threat to the Assault Initiate squads, as their damage output is a bit rubbish. Well, mind you, getting some plasma grenades on these guys might be a really good idea. Already got a couple of models here on half health. Over yonder, Dark Reapers getting a little bit of scouting and reconnoitering in, as the Dark Reapers have to run away again from these Assault Initiates. These guys starting to give up on the chase, and looking at all these guys on their knees, just ready to surrender life and limb. Chain swords bashing them up good and proper, as Death and Sadness falls to all. Will run away, as these guys have not yet to get their Dark Reaper Exarch. Interesting that ProdiD always goes for maximum squad members before the Dark Reaper Exarch. I wonder if there's a reason for that, but generally you'll see people go for the Exarch first and foremost, as that does give a DPS bonus to everyone inside the squad. There we go. Dark Reapers occupying the hill, firing down upon these guys as they chase after. These guys will now decide to engage in some combat. Oh no, never mind, they'll continue running away. Well, they're going to be brave and stand and fight for a little bit. Dark Reapers aren't terrible in close combat. Not the worst, all things considered, but generally want to avoid them in close combat if you can. If they're being supported by someone else, not too bad at all. Double Guardians now, as these guys were, I don't know, watching over the shoulders of these Crusader squads. Going to get back into the fray. Dark Reapers over here, engaging in close combat a little bit longer than they probably wanted to. And in this kind of matchup and scenario, really, got to keep that micro on point. It's going to be very difficult to keep up, because, I mean, realistically, GabPR just needs to A-move these people, or just right-click on something and let them go about their wicked and foul business. These Dark Reapers are going to keep on the move, or at least just, like, score up loads of movement commands, like shift-clicking. I'm going to see a Listening Shrine being upgraded over here. I'm going to see this one upgraded as well. No, not at the moment. But this would be an ideal situation if ProdiD can upgrade this place, and also this Listening Post as well. Basically run around in circles over here. The Assault Initiates will have no chance of romance here. I'm also seeing a little bit of a purple cloud in some of these dudes, implying that they're losing control of themselves. Just falling foul to lust and passions of combat. Bunsinger running around, trying to man its own business. One Bunsinger over here, almost dead. Got the Castellan over. Quite a speedy individual. This poor Guardian being absolutely blasted to the right-hand side. Very unfortunate indeed. One Crusader squad over here, smacking up these Dark Reapers, bringing them away from the mainstay of combat over here. I imagine ProdiD is trying to separate these guys up as best he can. He can focus on one squad at a time. It's not a bad idea at all. Guardians over here, low on health, low on morale. These guys will jump back on over. Dark Reaper's just been left to their own devices. Now they've actually got one less Dark Reaper squad defending over here and double the Assault Marines. Less than advantageous situation, but these listening shrines getting the work in. I've seen these guys been stunned a little bit by some Wraithburn nonsense. Is that a Warlock thing there? For a second I thought that was a Warlock thing. Unless I'm getting confused, unless I'm misseeing stuff. Maybe I'm. It is quite hard to see things, to be honest. When I get to my edge, boys and girls, everything just looks like a grey mist and blob. Remarkably blind I am. Just on half health at the moment. Struggling to keep alive. One assault member down here. Is that one squad wipe then? Doesn't look like it. Very unfortunate for them. They do have quite a lot of members in this one squad over here. 9 going on to 10. And now they've also got the Crusaders coming on down as well. Templar Artificer showing his face. Are you planning to pop down a turret? No, quite risky if we're planning to do so. All this firepower on the go. Nope, you're just going to die. Fair enough. Absorbing some fire. Crusaders been joined by the Castellan, going to increase their movement speed quite dramatically. Always going for more neophytes. A lot cheaper to replace than the OG squad members. I do believe that you get 4 actual proper Space Marines in the squad, and the rest are basically neophytes. Or is it 5? 5 or 6, something like that. That Reaper's been brought down to 4 models, but replacing themselves. Initiates now focusing on listening shrines, and that's not a bad idea actually. Listening shrines can't run away from you, and there's no burn singers to really repair them at the moment. Good economies are 104 and 30 compared to 80 and 10, and to be fair, it's not much money to keep Black Templar on the go. How much did it cost to reinforce you guys? 55 blue. Well, I suppose with an economy of 80, he's able to, as long as he doesn't lose too many too quickly, that should be enough to keep these guys afloat. In theory, he says. Got that Farseer out, and she's got amazing knockback and crowd control attacks, so that might be the way forward here. Ideally, you'd want to see tier 2 for the Eldar, going for some Falcon grav tanks, or any vehicles really, maybe even like a Viper. It's missile launcher to knock these guys around, to prevent them from manoeuvring as often as they can. But to try and build a Soul Shrine with all these guys in your base would be very difficult. Might be an idea to build it sneakily over on the side here. Got full squads of Guardians, and you've got tier 2 money. Plenty of money indeed, Mr. ProdiD. We're going to rebuild those listening shrines. It's constant aggression. No space to manoeuvre. And it must be quite difficult to keep this micro up. We do have one singular. Is this just one good dude? Click on yet. Oh no, you're 6, but you've been spread around all over. Fair enough. Last year getting those knockbacks in. Both listening shrines have been taken down here, but they are being built up and repaired. Also re-upgraded as well. Fresh squad of assault initiates dropping down on in. And the Crusader squad still alive. Is the Castellan still alive? He is not. He is dead. Fair enough. Poor lad. All he wanted to do was make friends and influence people. By influence people probably means kill them. So far, no mass, no pass. Eldar have spent a lot of their money there on an extra squad of Dark Reapers. Is that because you've lost one there? Yes. Does seem like it. Back to 2 Dark Reapers. Oh no, you've got 3. Right, okay. Not a bad idea. I mean, the Black Templar will not be attacking up anytime soon. It looks like that they've definitely committed to this tier 1 rush assault. And that one extra squad of Dark Reapers can make all the difference. So long as they're able to keep away from close combat. Got these guys firing on them as well. Listening Shrine being taken down. And I don't know if the Eldar have actually got the money required to reinforce 3 whole squads of Dark Reapers. Do cost 70 blue to reinforce 80 and 30 when you take into consideration the Exarch as well. So every single model lost. It's going to be quite painful for them. Yeah, I don't know if an extra Dark Reaper squad is what they wanted. Definitely think that sneaky tech up into tier 2 would be more advantageous. But good Eldritch Blast from the Farseer. A couple of these models down lower health. Some constant auto reinforce. Fire and flames everywhere. Dark Reapers chased down over to the river on this side. Listening Shrine taking some pot shots at these Assault Initiates. Listening Shrine taken down, and also a decap on this strategic point here. So even if the Eldar wanted to rebuild it, I do quite like how they're going for that decap, so no swift rebuilding of that Listening Shrine over there. Crusader squad about to be wiped out there. Mind War also going on that initiate as well, so dedication to the cause. Now it's just 2 smashy stabby boys over here. But that's 1 less squad to reinforce, so more money to keep these guys afloat. Farsi is still quite healthy there. Don't think we've seen that many cast a guide, unless I'm mistaken. Could be wrong. But sometimes you will see Eldar players sleep on that ability. Always good to use it there. Might not have a game-changing effect. Ah, look at that. It's like as if he heard me. Cast for the Guardians. You would probably think, okay, well, you'd probably want to cast it on the Dark Reapers because they'll get more out of it, considering they've got better ranged output. But Guardians aren't being chased around by the Assault Initiates, so that's probably ProdiD's thinking. Good lord, just a solid... I mean, what is it? It's been aggressions into 2 minutes, so a solid 10 minutes of non-stop smashy-bashy stuff. Eldar's base littered with mostly Monkai corpses. Hard to tell, really. Are you mostly Monkai corpses? Yes, you are indeed. Hard to tell because Ulfway and... they've got a very similar colour scheme here. Just to reiterate, I am blind. Barely see a damn thing. Castellan's back on the field. And there's no Warlock and no... Yeah, a bit really surprised that there's no plasma grenades going on from the webway assembly. Do a lot of damage. I mean, who was that guy? There's this, I can't remember for the life of me his name, but there's a vanilla player that whenever you see him play Eldar, rather than going for any fancy aspect portal stuff, they'll usually open with triple Guardians, going for that mysticism and that plasma grenade opening. And it makes it really makes it work really, really well. Mind War goes on the Castellan as well as Focus Fire, brings him down. But another squad of Assault Initiates. So now there's 3. And the Listening Shrine over here, unprotected, will go down eventually. And so, well, I suppose that's one way of doing it. If you can't kill the Eldar because they keep on reinforcing themselves, may as well take up their economy. And then that will prevent them from building any more boys. For another Dark Reaper squad. Come on, man, you've got the potential for a tech up. You can do it, I believe. If you haven't killed these guys in 10 minutes, what makes you think you're going to kill them in 15? Are you going for anything else? Nope, you're just going to go for the same old, same old. Oh, it's like that Simpsons meme, that rock, paper, scissors. Where Lisa is like, I bet Bart's going to go for rock. Poor old simple Bart. And then Bart's like, yes, good old rock. Works every time. And he's not wrong in this situation. Decapping that relic. Now the Eldar economy is on 56 to 30. Compared to 80 and 10. Yep, just solid 80 and 10. Those are the only 2 numbers you need for this rush build. And now he's going to focus on trying to destroy more Listening Shrines while these Dark Reaper squads are being kept on their hind heels. Third one coming out. These guys being on their own, the morale's been broken, so we'll be killing that very quickly. But there is a fresh one over here. All these guys can just converge onto the same one. Blast it apart, left, right, and centre. How are the Eldar going to break out of this bind, if they can, that is? Another listing shrine about to go down. And these guys looking like they're hankering for another. Oh, never mind. Going to give me the old blue balls there. Another shrine goes down. Coming now on Skeleton's crew of money. Another decap in there as well. That's what, an additional 7 lost. If they get it. Is it 7? 6? Something like that? It's a single digit number. If you don't build a shrine on something. I've recaptured it and I'm going to attempt to rebuild on it. Good lord, it's just not ending. There's no end in sight. And ProdiD, he's like, no thank you. This is too much for me. And to be fair, yeah, because you've got 4 Crusaders coming in. And it's just going to keep on doing it, isn't it? There's no stopping him. And I mean, that was probably a masterclass of just watching a Black Templar player using his early game aggression and advantage in tier 1 to just basically grind down an opponent, saying, right, okay, we're going to have these squads, they're going to be inside your base, there's going to be nothing you can do. Yeah, okay, you can kill a bajillion million of us. I mean, just look at the sheer amount of Black Templar on the floor here. But, I mean, you can kill us all, but then there's more of us coming. So, there we go. So that was game 1. Let's go on to game number 2. And here we are in game number 2. This is on Shrine of Exelon, and the Eldar on the southern side, and the Black Templar are on the northern side. So yeah, this map is a lot smaller than the previous one. So potential for the Black Templar to continue their reign of terror with some early game aggression. Will be interesting to see how ProdiD switches up his build order to prevent the Black Templar from running roughshod over them again. Why? I mean, is this a better map for the Eldar? I don't think it is. I think this is even harder, to be honest, like I said, because it's a smaller map. And realistically, there's not much place for them to run. I mean, what, you've got this kind of like bowl down over here. I don't think you can actually go too far into the trees. There's no kind of cover bonus that you get from them. You don't really go this way and that way. I suppose maybe you've got this circle that you can run around on this bit here. But I don't think they'll be able to make much use of the heavy cover on either side, as if you've got a whole bunch of Black Templars with their assault squads, they'll be coming in, smashing around in close combat, so the heavy cover won't do you any favours. And yeah, if anything, actually, that'll probably benefit the Black Templar more than anything else. So we're going to go for, you are going to go for some Rangers. So, interesting, I like that idea. If you break the morale of a squad, they can't do any damage. And GabPR is foregoing the assault squads, instead going to go for just some regular old initiates. Just because I imagine it's a smaller map, and they don't need to rush down too far with some faster units. They could just walk down in their regular speeds. Now I'm going to focus on capturing their nearest and dearest for now. There are 4 strategic points for them to capture. And if they get all these online very quickly, they've basically got infinite money that they can then come down and smash people up ad infinitum like they did in the previous game. Got a support platform. Ooh, quite nice. Inside the base, able to cover both these listing shrines as well as all this stuff in here as well. Clearfoot about to finish, and we do have some aggression over here. Range squads not gone for the infiltration at the moment. They're just coming on over to see if they can prevent these guys from capping stuff, and they have distracted these guys from capturing this place over here. Now just going to run away as best they can down the southern side. Crusaders going to give up, as they cannot keep up with these Rangers. Like I say, Rangers don't exactly do much damage. They're all about that morale breaking. Over on this side, Guardians moving around on the middle bit. Second squad. Oh no, you're not a Crusader squad, you are a command squad. Which, if you look at their stats, they kind of do exactly the same kind of damage as the Crusaders. But they get an apothecary in their ranks, which is quite useful because it heals not just their unit but also everyone around them. So for longevity, they are pretty good. Pretty decent if you ask me. Got that temporary night fighter in there as well. Guardians going for that decap. Potential to lose the squad there. Bob and weave between the big burly men. There we go. Narrowly avoiding the squad wipe there. Moving as swift and as quickly as they can. The Castellan riding solo. keeping these Rangers on the back foot. We'll see Listing Shrine over here being upgraded. I assume that ProdiD is going to be foregoing defending Listing Shrines on the far sides and just focusing on these bits. To be fair, Eldar don't really need that much. I mean, he says this, but like, I don't think the Eldar necessarily need all 4 of these strategic points. They can probably get away with 3 Listening Shrines, a couple of plasma generators, and tech up on the back of that. And then maybe focus on some vehicles later on in the game. We're seeing no Dark Reapers here, which makes sense. And look at that! There goes the plasma grenades and stuff. Marvellous. A fair bit of damage. And with the broken morale, it takes them a little bit longer to bring down this Listening Shrine. Fair squad of Crusaders there. Command squad losing their bottle, deciding to forego all precautionary safety things, charge after these Rangers. Fort platform and the Listening Shrine, opening fire, raining on the Crusaders parade, taking out a fair few models. Is there potential for death and sadness? Managed to escape. 3 models, 1 practically on death's door. And the Eldar only losing 1 Listening Shrine in that. I mean, the Black Templar are probably going to be spending a lot of their money on replacing their models, keeping them in a fighting fit state. They might probably want to think about being less aggressive. I know that sounds like heresy. Yeah, it might sound like heresy, but I don't think they're going to be breaking open this Eldar base like they did before. Not with those Rangers and all this defensive stuff on the go for them. Going to see a 4th plasma generator. Yeah, they've killed this place. Might be an idea to then kill this place over here as well. Force the Eldar into the smallest economy humanly possible. Current economy has been 92 and 30 compared to 80 and 10. Good old numbers, 80 and 10. 86 and 10 actually. Good lord. Tons of money. The plasma grenade going on in there. Rangers staying out of sight, out of mind. Third squad of Guardians on the gut. And these guys, remarkably cheap at 30 blue to reinforce. So even if they lose some models, it's not the end of the world for them. These Crusaders not being as fast as the Assault Initiates, can't keep on top of them as well. I mean, how much expensive are you? You're 50, so you're 5 blue cheaper than an Assault Squad. Your Neophytes are also 40, so overall cheaper. Yeah, I don't know, maybe Assault Squads were the way forward here. If the strategy isn't broken, what's the point in fixing it? Don't know. Oh, we're going to see a Transit Sentry Turret over here. So maybe the Black Templar is going to set up shop over here, claim an extra strategic point for them. It might be the way. 1 Crusader squad almost wipes out, saved by 8 health. Incredible stuff. Transit Sentry Turret over here. And the fragile Guardians unable to stay alive against them, those defense structures. A second Transit Turret actually. Quite risky. Eldar got plenty of money. I assume you're taking up at some... you've got your... Oh, right, so you're taking up into Tier 2 and you've got all this money. Jesus, that's quite a strong position that the Eldar are in at the moment then. Got the Crusaders and the Commander squad. Trying to push down over here, but that is just too many Eldari for them to mess with. Yeah, I'd say sit on your laurels, sit on the map control, get what you can in. And how much money have you saved up? Nothing. Oh, that's because you're taking up into Tier 2. Okay, so there's no tech disadvantage. I mean, I suppose the Eldar are you already? I finished? Yes, okay, so you're a little bit in advance. You're also going to go for those enhanced optics and the reinforced armor. So these Guardians will be a lot more useful. Look at that, just a couple of grenades. Look at the difference it makes. Rangers really coming in clutch here. And a support portal is on the way. Now, what is the Black Templar's response to... I mean, hopefully they'll be able to see the support portal. But if not, I suppose the command squad can get some melter guns. I assume... Oh, you need an armory as well. I suppose that's not the end of the world. They can get one and transition over to anti-vehicle stuff if they so wish. Crusaders attempting to keep up the Rangers, but just look how swiftly they move. Can't keep on top of those boys. And these guys have lost control of themselves. So it might look like as if they're kind of casually throwing their own lives away, but that's not what they really want to do. It's kind of getting lost in the sauce. Falcon Grav Tank has been spawned. And this is heralding a dangerous situation for the Black Templar here. One squad wipe goes on down there. A carpet of red on the floor around that listening shrine. These guys over here also, I do believe, they've lost their metal. One apothecary deciding to reverse heal the listening shrine. That's 2 squad wipes in such a short space of time. I will give the Black Templar extra money for building up other stuff, though, since they won't be constantly reinforcing those lost squads. Over here, though, they've still got these bits, and they've not captured this strategic point and built on top of it. It's a wasted opportunity here. Could have been some more money. Harlequin for the Eldar, which will be mighty fine at knocking these guys around. Fire Dragons on the way. Interesting choice. Got that machine cult on the go for the Black Templar, and this is tier 2. It's not their strongest suit. They do come back in tier 3 when they're able to get all their Terminators and their higher tier melee squads. The tier 2 is a bit lacking, so this is the time for the Eldar to strike. If the Black Templar can weather the storm, we'll have to wait and see. Black Templar, they've captured this strategic point. Now going to try bashing this listening shrine over here. Harlequin charging straight on forward. Oh, quite jumping in, kind of like walking in there and then jumping. It's fair enough. That support platform really being a pain in the backside. Are you a Falcon Grav Tank full of Fire Dragons? Yes, you are. And those listening posts will be going down lickety-split. Not being able to take out the listening shrine. Very, very bad situations going on here. And the... Oh, have you both gone for las cannons? You have indeed. So actually that might not be in favour of them, because the Guardians can just kind of shrug off that damage. Considering that las cannons don't do amazing infantry damage. More plasma generators on the go. Going to go for a land speeder Tempest. Yeah, you don't have that much money saved up, do you, Mr. GabPR? Viper, Aspect Portal, Aspect Stone even, and double Webway Gates, and you're going to go for some Shroud Runners. Okay. Off to see the Shroud Runners. Able to swiftly jump around, and you are anti-vehicle or built. Oh no, you're just anti-infantry. Good cool model there. You look at them. Little dude with a hood on. Giving me... Is it Blade Runner? Shadow Runner? Something Runner vibes. Fire Dragon's able to melt away that Landspeeder Tempest very quickly. That guy was going to sent in. Died more or less straight away. And this is not the Black Templar's favourite kind of matchup, really. Essentially want to bulk him up, A-move and smash things in brute force. But trying to mix and match your unit compositions and focus down individual stuff, that's not exactly their MO. Going to see some more Crusader squads. And a Chaplain as well. Chaplain, not a bad idea. Stick them inside a squad. I mean, if you've got a command squad with the Apothecaries, Chaplain there as well. That's double the health regen. Shroud Runners now making use of that heavy cover. Going to sit inside of it. And gradually, over time, kill the Landspeeder Tempest. But need some support. But, I mean, who needs support when you can just kill the economy? Yeah, you can kill all the Shroud Runners that you want. But how long will you be doing that when you've got no pennies to spend at the bank? Eldar now recaptured their lost strategic point. Landspeeder Tempest attempting to crack on over this guy. Landspeeder Tempest do seem to come out with a missile launcher already. Unlike the vanilla Space Marines who need to upgrade to a frag or crack. They get to have their missile launcher straight out from the get-go. Fire Dragons, 2 of them now. Black Templar being on the receiving end of aggression here. Placement Landspeeder Tempest. Don't know if these guys are actually getting in the work that GabPR wants them to. But they're going to give it a go, all the same. Wonderful use of the Falcon Grav Tank to reposition away from these melee squads. Able just to drop them outside. They only fit one of these squads inside the Falcon Grav Tank there, as they are heavy infantry. Are we seeing anything else spectacular? We're seeing some Nightwings. That's interesting. Triple Nightwings. Well, they're quite maneuverable, and killing infantry is what they do best. And one weakness that the Black Templar have is aircraft. If they've gone for a lot of infantry, they can't fist fight a plane. That's not how planes work, I'm afraid. Mr. GabPR. Guardian's going to hide inside the Falcon Grav Tank as it manoeuvres over the shrubbery. And the Black Templar split up into two positions. Some Warp Spiders in here as well, taking them out. Fire Dragons now inside the base, blasting things up and down. One plasma generator goes down. Good heavens, there's like 5 different battles going on at once. And almost as like a, I mean, how would one say, as like a opposite weapon in the previous game. GabPR says no thank you and decides to leave the game early. And yet, there was nothing else he could do really. It was a big push down over here, but I think that ProdiD learned his lesson from the first game, using that support platform as well as upgrade his listing shrines, hiding inside the base as long as he could to make sure that he could build up his fighting forces before then coming out and claiming the map control. Definitely a really good effort from GabPR all the way through that, definitely using his forces to the best of his ability, making sure that for as long as they could, they're in the mass of lads, bashing things all in tandem, but then being split up and taken apart one by one by the fleet-of-footed Eldar infantry, and then later on their useful vehicle stuff. So yeah, okay, let's watch the final game then. And here we are with the third and final game. He who wins this game wins the overall best of 3 and the spice and galactic control, or whatever kind of stakes we want to give this matchup. So yeah, Eldar on the left hand side and the Black Templar on the right hand side. I'm going to see that armory straight away and into a plasma generator. Interesting, not sure what this is going to lead to, but GabPR going to draw something wild, a wild card for the final match. But meeting our minds, going to be an interesting one. It'd be quite hard for the Eldar to defend, considering that the strategic points are quite spread out for these furthest and farthest ones. Although inside this little area here will be a lot easier to defend. I'm going to go for that Ranger squad like before, which makes sense. I'm also going to go for triple Guardians, which makes sense because there's plenty of things to cap over here. But yeah, interesting. So, armory and a plasma generator. Are you planning to do like a quick take up into tier 2? Question mark? I mean, it's just completely ignoring these strategic points and going straight away for the relic and something else. So, GabPR, he's got a plan. He's a man of smarts, a man of tactics and stratagems. So, I'll have to see what he does. Rangers are out. And I assume he'll be doing some poking and prodding and seeing what he can see. Quite a wide map, plenty of places to get lost, also plenty of heavy cover and pieces of terrain to get lost in and jump over and stuff. Again, I think this would be another good map for the Assault Initiates, as they could just jump over stuff and get involved and all that stuff. Fleet of Foot being researched. I don't know if any of you are like this, but every time I play the Eldar, I always forget to research that Fleet of Foot. It just always feels like it should automatically be researched, you know? Why would it be that every game you're going to teach your Guardians how to run fast? I don't know, but either way. Yeah, and why is that research? Like, what is it? Do they, like, put, like, rockets in their shoes? Is that why they go fast? Should they not already initially have that? I don't know. Minor diatribe there. Either way, the Rangers see this unlisting posted strategic points. That's going to run straight over. Get a cheeky decap in there. Very naughty indeed. Before then sprinting away. Ho ho ho! Giggling to themselves. Hey, can't catch us, Mr. Castellan man. Mr. Castelman, if you want to use a play of words. Crusaders continuing to capture stuff over here. So yes, just no aggression whatsoever These guys are playing the long game. And Meeting of Minds is a map known for its late game, massive armies and stuff. Considering that everyone's got plenty of money to play with. Rangers are going to sneak around and see if they can do any more cheeky decapping, I reckon. Guardian's been chased around by the Castellan. Off in the distance. Rangers, they can see nothing to decap, although potential over here. Can they get it done? Oh, go on, I dare you. Oh, boo. Listening post being snagged on there. Guardians losing one member of their squad. That's fine. He's just sleeping. He's not really dead. And now the Guardians... Yeah, oh, so I should have said the Eldar. They've caught everything on their side, more or less. So yeah, both sides building up everything. Now going to go for that Stronghold Barracks. Was that just to save money? I suppose you don't need a Stronghold Barracks to get your Crusaders online. I suppose this has allowed you to then go for some plasma pistols first and foremost. Get some extra squads on the go. Plasma pistols, there's no heavy infantry at the moment. But I suppose plasma pistols do more general damage anyway, so not a bad shout. All the same. Massive Guardians, massive Rangers. And these guys are going to focus on engaging in a firefight rather than anything else. And actually, they're doing a lot more damage than I thought. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, well, why not? Just a calm, cool stance. We could beat you up, but no, we're just going to stand here menacingly. Not a bad idea at all, Mr. GabPR. Not a bad idea at all. That's one squad white for those Guardians. And plasma grenades being researched. Only one squad to use this. Oh no, you've got one squad over here as well that just happened that critical location. Big blast knocks them on their asses. Castellan chasing after that range squad, and if he can keep on top of them, these guys can then just focus on whatever they need to, with no chance of their morale being broken. So a nice idea. Castellan pushing a bit too far in, going to fall back. Listing Shrine has gone down. And a Farseer is on the way. Good idea as a Mind War on that Castellan will keep him at bay, I reckon. ProdiD's now with that critical location, countdown victory spot platform being built up. And yeah, seems like a replay from, well, it's almost like a one-more combo of the first game and second game. Got plenty of Black Templar inside the bits, all of them just going all purple, being angry, taking out that spot platform. No defensive structures for you, ProdiD. Yeah, that's a lot of Black Templar, and they're point blank refusing, engaging melee combat. Apart from Castellan, who's managed to kick that guy well into the air. But a huge Eldritch Blast from that Farseer, breaking all this morale. Remarkably good stuff. Impressive amount of damage overall. Castellan now going toe-to-toe with that Farseer. Oh, so that's not Castellan, that's just a regular old Crusader. Fair enough. Won't be surviving that very long. Stricken down. Everyone now, it's just a big old mosh pit in this heavy cover. Got another spot platform down here. All the purple. Forcing these guys to attack whoever's closest. One Ranger being surrounded. Sad situation for him. He's not taught the art of melee combat in Ranger School. I mean, I suppose they probably weren't they? Just wasn't their main focus, was it? Trying to keep the distance. This Crusaders man, the hunkering some Eldar flesh, got that transfer extension to it inside the base. Whilst getting some decaps in. And, well, this is a dire situation. I'm going to go for two transfer extension turrets. Oh no, been killed by... That was either a cancel. Oh, that, yeah, that was. I assume that was a cancel. Alright then, which way, Eldar man? You managed to defend on someone's side, but Guardians and Rangers, Farseer is dead. Is there much you can do? You are... Ah, there we go. The stealth tech up in tier 2. What he should have done in the first game. It's learning, he's growing, he's improving. Fire Dragons on the way. Take on the Transfer Sentry turrets. And I ask you may, there's going to be... Yeah, a support portal. Good stuff. But will it be enough? Is it too little, too late? First squad of Fire Dragons on the way. Listing Shrine being smacked apart. Rangers and Guardians got no hope of killing these guys as of yet. Jesus Christ, 3 Transfer Sentry turrets. I mean, now that the Fire Dragons are out, if these guys can stay alive and keep away from these Crusaders, should be able to take on the Sentry turrets no problem at all. Especially if there's a Falcon Grav tank, they can keep them on the move. They have the enhanced optics and reinforced armour. Attempting to get a second Fire Dragon squad out. Aspect Portal actually surviving this melee assault relatively okayly. Right, so that's 2 Fire Dragons out and about. Here we go, just even more Crusaders. So much stuff, and even if they've got all this gubbins going on down here, losing your HQ is going to hurt them quite a lot. Aspect Portal slowly but surely does. Turrets don't seem to be doing much damage, do they? There we are, Falcon Grav tank, Fire Dragons. Punch turret goes down, no problems at all. Rangers breaking morale. Control being lost on the Crusaders. And it's oh so very close to anyone's game at the moment. The Eldar could just push these guys off. Still won't be in a very strong position as they've lost these bits. And the Black Templar, they haven't built on all the strategic points, but I've got a cheeky one over here. Shrine turrets going down. Also focusing on this webway assembly. Probably not what I want to do, but they are, you know, confused, bless them. Like I say, they tend to attack the closest thing to them. Fire Dragon's been pulverised in close combat. Being left alone by the Falcon Grav tank. Slow down, young man. Let's back in. There we go. And just to get in there just in the nick of time. Yeah, maybe going for the webway assembly is not the idea here. Maybe this is a red herring and there is more useful and juicy targets to put a stranglehold on. Now seeing a Viper Aspect Stone being added on. GabPR has got that countdown for the strategic point control victory location. Victory stuff. So there seems to be waxing and waning here. Morale's been broken across the board, with the exception of 1 squad. 2 listing shrines have been upgraded. Got that support platform in there as well. Plenty of vehicles and no anti-vehicle from the perspective of the Black Templar. Throw a grenade in there though, but being blasted in good stead. Are you taking up, young man? That's my question. You are taking up. But losing so much material in this assault. Again, I suppose the Eldar have lost it as well. Another Viper on the go. And GabPR says GG. And that is, I assume, that. Which, I don't know if that's premature or not. You were in tier 2, you were going up, and oh, right, no, never mind me. While all the Black Templar over here fighting for life and limb, you already had the Fire Dragons and a Falcon Grav tank smashing things up. And then when all these guys would die, then a very swift counterattack would have then been able to come over and start smashing things up. So, fair enough. They put it all on the table. They left it all out on the pitch, and it was a very, very good assault there. Don't know if these sentry turrets really made that much of a difference, as they didn't really seem to be destroying much. But then again, I suppose kept the Guardians and Rangers away from them. I think that the main problem was focusing on that webway assembly. If they kind of destroyed this, maybe the plasma generator and the aspect portal as well, and then came straight down over here, might have even been an idea to leave the aspect portal on the go and just smash all this stuff. And they would have probably also seen a lot of this stuff as well a little bit earlier. Good lord, just look at all these webway gates. like an Eldar craft world over here. So yes, that was very good fun. Quite enjoyed that. So thank you so much for watching at home. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As with Miss Landshark, pleasure as always never short. Now I'll see you in a bit. Peace.